What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. We all know that UFC 289 is just right under 2 weeks away. And we all know the real main event that everyone's wanting to see because, all respect to Amanda Nunes, but no one cares. No one cares about that. No one cares about who she's fighting. No one really cares about what she's doing right here. But the real main event is between Beneil Dariush and my boy, Charles Oliveira. Man, I'm so excited for this fight. I was so heartbroken when they got, put off due to injury, whatever Charles got hurt with. But I'm glad that they pushed it back a couple months and then he's back ready to fight, and they kept that matchup right here. Man, guys, to be honest, I really think this is going to be a banger. I really think this is probably going to be potential fight of the night, and I already know it's going to be a war. Man, going off the last fights of everybody right here, we already know Beneil Dariush is good all around because he went up against Gamrot. We all know Gamrot is a phenomenal wrestler. He stuffed all of Gamrot's takedowns. And even the times when he did get taken down, we see Beneil does not accept bad positions. He'll get it taken down, and instead of staying there trying to work off guard, he's already constantly throwing up submissions. We've seen constantly during that he would actually go and attack the legs and roll out of bad positions, roll off of the bottom, attack leg locks and everything. Even if it's to try and submit you, but also it's to get out of that bad position and force Gamrot to get into a scramble to see if he can get a better position off of that, not accepting bottom position. And we also saw in that Gamrot fight that Beneil Dariush has heavy low kicks. He hits you with heavy low kicks to try and reduce the movement of Gamrot, reduce the takedown efficiency that he had. We all know that Beneil likes to control the center of the octagon because every time Gamrot would try to go way over here, Beneil would just go to the middle and he'd have to come to him. And he'd try and control that center of the octagon the whole time. He was being aggressive. We saw in that last round that Beneil does have power. He dropped Gamrot with one shot. One shot dropped him. And he really controlled the game. I think he really surprised all of us. Like, I wasn't like a huge Beneil Dariush fan or really knew much about him up until this fight. And then I kind of went back and seen some of his previous fights and all his accolades in jiu-jitsu. And he's actually more accomplished in just jiu-jitsu than Charles Oliveira, which is crazy to say because, Charles is the best submission artist in the game right now. We already know that. But, man, Beneil is good, man. He's good all around. This is a phenomenal matchup. And then we're going to talk about my boy Charles and how Charles Oliveira brings it every time. We all know Charles has an aggressive, full-on pressure style. He's willing to take shots in order to deliver bigger shots. And he's not afraid to get in there. He's not afraid to get hit. In my opinion, as much as I love Charles, he gets hit way too much. He doesn't move his head off the center line, which it really bugs me. Like, man, I know you got to be drilling head moving in those camps. Like, move your head, man. Move your head a little bit. Like, his Muay Thai is phenomenal. He's got great strikes. He's got good takedowns. He's got amazing grappling. And he mixes it up very well. He mixes up the strikes with the grappling very well. We all saw it in the Dustin Poirier fight. And, on the feet, they were pretty neck and neck. But then we saw that Dustin was starting to land the bigger, cleaner shots and really damaging Charles. But up until that second and third round, that's when Charles started to mix in the grappling. Then we see the levels. There's levels to, even though Dustin Poirier is a black belt and Charles is too, we've seen the levels. Charles is way up here compared to Dustin. Even though they're both black belts, there's levels to that grappling. And we saw that on full display in that fight. But, like I said, going back to Beneil's got better accomplishments and credentials in just pure jiu-jitsu. And like we saw in the Gamrot fight, he does not accept bad positions. He's always rolling, always trying to create scrambles. So I think this fight on the ground, as crazy as it sounds, I really think this fight on the ground is neck and neck. I really don't think either guy can submit either one. They're way too good on the ground. It's probably just going to be a ground fight mixed in. It's probably going to mainly have to be a kickboxing match. Probably with some ground attempts in there. But I think both of their grappling, their BJJ is just too top level. It's just going to neutralize each other. So I think it's going to have to be a stand-up. And I really think it's going to be a war. Like I said, we all know Charles brings the heat, man. He's not scared to get hit. He goes in there, brings the heat. He's great in the clinch. He delivers great knees to the body, which really wears you out, wears out the gas tank, wears out the muscles and everything. And honestly, if you take damage to the body, it opens up the head a lot more. You're taking shots down here, your hands are going to naturally go down there to cover up, opening up shots right here. And we all know Charles is the comeback kid, man. Like I said, he might get rocked, dropped, but you can never count out Charles Oliveira. I mean, look at the Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje fight. I mean, they were cracking Charles, and he went down, but they were scared to go down there, so he always has the chance to come back. Now, I don't know if Beneil is going to actually be kind of like what Islam did. He drops him. I don't know if he's going to chase him to the ground or if he's going to kind of take his chances on the feet and see if he can stand and bang and beat Charles there on the feet. But like I said, Charles always has a chance to come back because he's proven it time and time again. He's been put in bad positions, and he's always came back. And I hate it didn't happen in the Islam fight, man. I was heartbroken with that. But we all know Islam's another phenomenal grappler who's not scared to go down to the ground with anybody. He's definitely top tier right here. But I'm excited to see who's going to win this fight between Beneil and Charles, because they're definitely going to be the next number one contender. And I almost want to see Beneil go and win and beat, and maybe not beat, but go and fight Islam. Is going to give him some fresh blood, someone that's really good on the ground as well. Stand-up's crispy and everything. But I love Charles, man. I love Charles. Loved the story. Loved how long his UFC run was to the title, how incredible that run was, and just where he comes from, man. I love that underdog story where someone is poor, dirt poor, and they work hard and they get to the top and they become successful and all that. So I'm rooting for my boy. Charles. I hope he goes out there and wins. Hopefully it's a good performance, but I'm also hoping it's a very entertaining fight. Hopefully it's a war. You know, we're all there for the entertainment. We love the entertainment. But either way, guys, this is a phenomenal fight that the UFC put on. I'm so glad that they rescheduled it down the road. Let everyone get nice and healed and healthy for the fight. And I know this one is not going to disappoint. I'm going to go... Man, it's really hard to say that who I'm going to think is going to win, because I'm so biased towards Charles Oliveira. I really want Charles to win this. But I really don't know who would win. I feel like their ground game is equal. It's equal. No one's subbing either one unless some crazy fluke happens. Beneil has a chance to knock Charles out or knock him down and really hurt him. But also Charles Oliveira has that one-shot power too. We saw what he did to Justin Gaethje. He came there, and after that knockdown, got up, and he dropped Justin Gaethje with a right cross, dropped him. And even Justin Gaethje will say no one has ever hit him as hard as Charles Oliveira. So we know he's got power. We know he can put you away with shots. He did the same to Michael Chandler, put him away. Left hook, dropped his ass, put him away. But I'm gonna, especially off the last performance from Beneil, I'm really thinking Beneil is probably gonna pull away with this. Maybe by split decision, unanimous decision, but I don't think either guy is gonna get finished. They're not willing to get finished like that. I really think they're both gonna be tooth and nail fighting each other till the very end. Fight of the night, guys. I really think fight of the night, potential fight of the year. Definitely gonna be an entertaining fight, man. But thanks for sticking around, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Anyone that takes the time to watch my video, whether it's the whole thing or just a little bit, I appreciate y'all, guys. I really, really do. But if you're still around, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch y'all on the next episode. See y'all next time.